Hi everyone and welcome to episode 6 of crazy things you can do in Call of Duty Warzone. I wanted to start this week by showing you some interesting tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way. The first one is how to hijack a helicopter. If you're sneaky like this and manage to jump into the back seat of a helicopter before it takes off, you can actually ride along while an enemy pilots it. And then all you have to do is shoot the pilot and steal the helicopter for yourself. I bet they wouldn't have expected that or even had a clue what happened, but try it out for yourself. It can be dangerous, but if you pull it off, you'll win a lot of style points in the process. And did you know that if you find a trophy system, you can attach this to any of the vehicles in the game? Jeeps, trucks, even helicopters. And what this does is protect you from any incoming explosive projectiles for a limited time. So you can safely move from A to B quickly without the risk of instantly being deleted by an RPG or a C4. Pretty cool. However, it won't protect you from a cluster strike as demonstrated here. Bit too much firepower for our little friend to handle, perhaps. This is cool too, and I have to be honest, I don't often use the deployable cover. I don't even pick it up, but it will stop a vehicle which is about to run you over and divert it to the left or the right. If you want some real protection though, the armoured turret is your best friend. When vehicles drive into this, they just get stopped dead in their tracks. It's great. If you were to line up a couple on the road like this, there's no way a vehicle could get past them unless they were destroyed. Could be an interesting tactic in solo matches, for example, if jeeps are trying to run you down all the time. And finally, before we get into the clips that I found on the COD Warzone subreddit and Twitter, I'm sure there's been matches that you've played before where you're stuck at the bottom of the dam, but the gas is moving up to the top, so you might just resign yourself to losing as you don't know a way up there on foot. Well, check this out. If you use the ladder here, climb all the way up and turn left at the top, head alongside the rocks and keep going, and then you can actually walk all the way up to the top. It doesn't look like you can because it's really steep, but the game allows you to do it. You get right up there and then you turn back on yourself, run along that wall and climb up the rocks, and eventually you'll get there. And this gives you a sneaky way to reach the top of the dam if you don't have a helicopter. The more you know, I suppose, and it could save your life in a pinch. What could also save your life in a pinch is the riot shield, and Tartini and friend here are using the testudo formation from ancient Roman warfare in a video game in 2020. It's the last circle, the final zone. The gas has started to push in. Otibum here though decides, you know what, I'm going to give my friend a firing platform. Sets up the shield. Totti peeks over the top with a suppressed Kar 98. Unusual pick, but here it's really effective. So far he's hit 3 headshot downs and it's just the final player remaining. They push forward using that shield as cover. He gets the down and then the finish with the M4. That's such an intuitive play, and I love that that kind of thing is possible in Warzone. Over the last few weeks as well, I've seen so many clips where players are coming up with ingenious ways of using equipment and weapons in the game to take out enemy targets. Like this from Paul Sharkey, for example. And this taught a lot of people that you don't actually need line of sight on targets to take them out with the Joker. So he knows that there's a couple of players on the roof of the skyscraper here in downtown, but can't get an angle on them. So what does he do? He aims at the center of the tower at the bottom. And if you think about it, the missile has to go up and then come down. So effectively, this does the same job as looking at the target. You just don't have to expose yourself to danger. And I'm sure the enemy players up there will be scratching their heads wondering, how was that even possible? Waekra here though figured out that you don't need the missile to come down for it to do damage. So you might take a second to work out what's actually going on here. But of course there's a team camping in the ATC. He's locking onto a building that is past it. So how, surely this isn't going to work. But watch what happens. The missile goes up and it intersects with the roof of the ATC and explodes, killing the 2 players that were up there. That's genius. The missile is just as deadly on the way up as it is on the way down. Kevin James here improvising in solos. If you've played solos, you know how sweaty and campy this mode can be. Usually, if there's a building with a second story or an attic, someone's going to be camping in there. But you know what? When Kevin James is around, you're not going to get the best of him. He takes the truck, puts it in a position where he can jump through the window and attacks the camping player from an unexpected angle. That's just brilliant. Put that one in your playbook. And from sick movement skill to sick sniping skill, Vader 66 here hits what I think is the best collateral you're ever going to see in Warzone. Just look at that. Absolute filth. I don't think they could have lined up any more perfectly than that, but they did. And Len 289 here, showing us what I think is the first ever quad kill on a quad bike. So he downs one in the corner, reverses, downs the second, goes to finish off the first, third guy's reloading, takes his chance, and then reverses, and of course the fourth guy lines up perfectly for the quad kill. Just absolutely brutal. You don't see that very often. You want to see some weird stuff though. Pollock Thunder here in the gulag gets killed, but just before they die, they throw a proximity mine on the ground. Now, usually that proximity mine should disappear, but in this state it didn't. And the next person in the gulag runs straight into it and died. And Pollock actually got a kill for that. How strange. But I've never seen anything as strange as this. Tiger down on the roof here. I don't think that's a custom AUG. That looks like a German Shepherd to me. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. Bit of a weird bug, but maybe a cool Easter egg one day, who knows. Beautiful play from Pro Noob though. I'm guessing he's the only member of the squad left. He's won the gulag, spots the team camping on the stadium, jumps in the helicopter, and then of course goes to town. I think that's actually a quicker squad wipe than in the clip we featured previously, so well played, sir. An unknown soldier here putting their body on the line to protect their helicopter. Power zombie, spots the helo, fires the stinger. You think, oh, it's just going to hit, but pay close attention. Someone in the helicopter jumped out and took the missile in the face, which protected the helicopter. Their teammates bailed out of the helo anyway, but that's an honorable sacrifice right there. This is just a great clip from Don't Drop the Soppo, and it reminds me of that scene in The Dark Knight. He's on the back of a quad bike with his mate Daddy's Bushy, and they're just hunting this truck down with RPGs like it was a campaign mission. It looks so good, and they finally get the double kill, destroy the vehicle, and there's the team wipe. Very cinematic. Next up, one of the best prediction RPG shots I've seen so far from Tight Wreck, and you watch this the first time, and you wonder, like, what even happened then, because it's so hard to see what this guy was actually aiming at or shooting for in the first place. But he's on the side of a helo, fires an RPG down to a corner of a road, there's nothing there, and somehow connects with the vehicle, gets a double kill. Let's watch it again. So for 2 seconds at the top of the screen you can see a TAC rover moving. That's all this guy's got to predict where and when that vehicle is going to be and when to shoot the rocket, and he just nails it. That's a great prediction shot right there. And here's one of the best prediction pizza tosses I've ever seen from Floppy Ragdoll. Up on the downtown roof, spots a Jeep on the minimap, blind toss, hits the road, and boom, there's the triple kill. I hope he's working for Domino's with skills like those. And this is another good throw from Mr. JJ. This dude gets some serious airtime and then gets stuck with the Semtex. I'm sure Mr. JJ would say that was completely intentional, and I'd agree. ISO hard here would say the same too, I'd imagine. At the buy station, they've currently got no anti-air capabilities. The helicopter's bearing down on them, but who needs rockets and C4 when you've got loadout crates? Boom, say goodnight helicopter. Brilliant. And this is ICU SR6, completing what I think is the fastest bounty contract in existence. They've dropped from their plane, landing in with their team. His teammate in front of him starts the bounty contract as the takedown animation is playing. How can you get faster than that? That's easy money right there. And this is a great moment of tranquility followed by violence in this clip from Free. 2 players, they've just won their gulags, it's getting towards endgame, and some kind of unspoken agreement happens here. It's gulag round 2, and Free gets the win. Visible confusion from I'm Ruts here. They're in the 3rd story of a building, trying to get the campers off the top. Nasty grenade hits them, and they back off, and they run into a flashbang. It's not looking good. They dip into the bathroom, maybe a moment of respite, but no. An enemy peeks, they take down the armor, all of a sudden, quad bike out of nowhere. You just don't see that very often, do you? But it is quite funny, I have to admit. Next up, a couple of nice cooked grenade kills. So Panther here gets it down at the start of the game. The rest of the enemies though, hunting him down, throw a grenade at him, he throws it back and it detonates perfectly mid-air, wiping out the rest of the squad. And Diddler here proving that the Panther isn't the only one with good timing, cooks the nade, throws it perfectly, gets the triple kill on the Jeep. Lakers here has obviously watched Tokyo Drift a fair few times because their quad biking is definitely expert level. Gets one, gets the second, turns to the right, gets the third. That's a consummate performance right there. And in our penultimate clip, Super Rugby here, showing everyone how you get your enemy to uninstall the game. It's solos, 1v1, jumps out the chopper, chopper lands on the enemy's head. That'll do it. And finally, Cosmic proving just how broken the snake shot revolvers are.
No, you idiot. One of us has already died to that today.
I know, but I'm not the stupid one in that situation. What the
What? You can do that? I'm sure they're going to be nerfed anytime soon, but there we have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. A big thanks to anyone that posted clips on the COD Warzone subreddit and on Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.